All right, so let's talk through that match against Ben and Gabe. I'll let you lead it. Why don't you tell us about the actual match itself? Like going into the semifinals at Worlds, you and Hayden had played them 3 times, lost all 3 times. Had you taken a game off of them previously? I think once.
Yeah, no, I think in San Clemente we were good. We were in a really
Okay.
good position. Yeah, it was a 5-setter, 5-gamer, I think.
Okay. Gotcha. But either way, you hadn't won a
Yeah.
full match against Ben and Gabe heading into that Saturday. Take us through that match.
Anytime you have been on the court, you don't want to be passive. You don't want to get into the things and just making balls and trying to make him miss. You want to like create a little bit of chaos. You know that. Um, so that's kind of like that was my mentality. Just go out there and every time I had an opportunity, do something out of the norm. Honestly, like is that like hitting a lob, like hitting a roll thing behind him, attack him. That was kind of like my strategy, and mix up some drives, mix up some crashes, and that was pretty much it. Honestly, we went out there, but the biggest thing was the mindset. I thought because the biggest problem that we had, me and Hayden, was that every time we were getting down. So like we will like let's say win the first game and then the other team will make an adjustment and they will be like, I don't know, 4-0 up. And then we will like immediately lose the second game. We had a like big time trouble when being down and I don't know. I don't know if it was like a mindset thing, like a mental thing, but it was and I was like, Hayden, let's go out there and let's be on a mission and then doesn't matter what happens. If it's the wind, the ball, the bounce, the lead, we're just gonna, keep going and not find any excuses because it's super easy to find excuses and try to like give up and be like, this happened, that's it. I think the mindset was the biggest thing. Like there was wind, there was like a lot of factors happening, and we were kind of like in the mission. We were just focused on winning, and that was it. And I think that was the biggest thing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there are plenty of excuses to find when you're looking for them, right? Like it's crazy how much more focused you are when it's like when you just take things in stride. It's actually one of the things that we, do I think really well on the fives
Yeah,
is we we don't talk about the crappy courts. Actually, we do. We'll talk about crappy courts, we'll talk about crappy balls, we'll talk about crappy positions until the match
and then
starts, and it's done. Like it's good to address, right? Like you got to be ready for it. Like you got to be ready for any of this stuff, but then once you're out there, it is the same for everybody. All of those things in my opinion are very zero sum, right? Meaning you could be playing on the worst court ever, right? There could be cracks in it and grass growing up through the top. Like I'm sure you played on some tennis courts that way, right? Be the worst court ever, it's gonna make you worse. But if it makes your opponent worse, that's a win for you. You should be saying thank you for the crappy conditions, right?
yeah,
So if you can deal with this stuff better than your opponent, it's a win for you. You should be glad that these things are happening. And so, I mean, that sort of mindset I think is super helpful, even for people who are listening that are, you know, especially for people who are listening that are amateur players, right? Just deal with it better than your opponent, compete better than your opponent, and it's
yeah,
a great opportunity. So, I mean, I think that's probably a bit of just competitive wisdom that you're probably able to give to Hayden because he gets down on himself a little bit. Like, attacks that work a couple times, he kind of starts getting pissed, starts talking to himself a little bit. And so you're able to get him in this match to just commit, stick to the plan, no excuses, no nothing.
yeah. No, I mean, I think that was Hayden's biggest adjustment for this tournament was he told me at the beginning of the tournament, he told me, I want to win this shit. I really want to win this shit. Let's win this shit. So he's like, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Like,
Yeah, agreed.
that sounds good to me. Uh, like he was kind of like on a mission all week. Like every match, I could see him. Like he was not like messing around at all. Like he was warming up before the match. He was like ready, prepared. Like and even in mixed doubles, I was watching him. I lost to him in mixed doubles. And he's kind of like like yeah, as you said, maybe couple months ago, you will yell at him, and he will get mad, and then do a couple unforced errors. Now it's like you will yell at him, and he will like yell at you back with a better point. So his mentality changed a lot, and it's scary to see because like that guy is good. I mean, how he moves for his size is unbelievable. I mean, that guy is literally all over the court.
Yeah,
And that
no, dude, he doesn't have incredible reach, but he just gets there, you know?
and that's cool. It's kind of like it shows you like for people, you don't need to be like the most, you don't need to be an NBA player, which is kind of cool. I feel like
Yeah.
all the sports, almost all the sports, you get like rewarded for being tall. And pickleball is kind of like you don't really have to.
All right, so you guys stick to the game plan. You win, what was it, 11-8, 11-5, and, watching that match, Ben and Gabe hardly even they didn't really miss too much, right? Like, it was winners on a lot of these shots. Like, I wouldn't say that they played A+ plus ball, but I would have said that, like, this is probably a B+ plus performance from Gabe and Ben.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree. They didn't play amazing. They didn't play terrible, but it was kind of like we didn't really let them get into the match at all. Like we won the first game, which it could have gone either way. The match was we were not playing amazing there, but they were not playing great there. We had like a couple good breaks that went our way at the end, but then the second game starts and we are up 4-0 like literally in a second. So it's like it's super hard for them kind of like to get a momentum going. They tried, and that's what they're really good at. They try to get the momentum back, but yeah, we just were ahead all the time. And that second game, I thought I played really well. Hayden didn't make an error at all. And that was it. I mean, Pickle is fast. Like, you can go like that in a sec.
Yeah. What, so obviously you guys win the first game 11-8. What did you feel like was the strategy adjustment from Ben and Gabe? Obviously, like, if you guys are executing incredibly, the strategy kind of is secondary to that. But did you see any sort of attempt to change the strategy? Because that's something that Ben does so well is these mid-match adjustments. Did you see any of that from Ben and Gabe?
Yeah, I mean, when Ben and Colin used to play, and I remember this, and you were beating them, they would be like, okay, we're just gonna dink every ball. We're gonna make everything, and we're gonna make them like suffer, like because I don't know. It's like it was hard to attack them. We were playing with different ball and stuff, but I don't know. It was kind of like hard to go past through them. I think Ben got a little more aggressive on that second game. A couple off the bounce speed ups. He had a couple let goes there that didn't go his way. But yeah, he came out me a couple with the forehand. He got a couple good, but it was just so fast. Saying I don't know, like it was like I was like 11-3 or 4. I don't remember, but I think Gabe missed a couple things that he shouldn't have missed. And then the wind kind of helped out. That side of the court was a little better. We just had the wind right out of your face. Everything was going in. I could hit a lob like to the fence, and it was landing in the line. Uh, yeah, it was the wind helped us a lot on that one for sure too.
Sure, gotcha. All right, so you guys finish it off in 2 games, match point. You go up for the interview. Ahead of this interview, are you like already feeling emotional or dude, where did this come from? I've never seen you cry before.
No, I mean, I was just super happy, super proud of myself and Hayden. I mean, it's not easy. Like you're traveling all year, you're like literally getting onto a plane, trying to win. You're not winning, you go back, you try again. It's just like, yeah, it's a sport. We're playing a game for a living, but at the same time, for me, it means the world, and it's what I want to do every day, and that's where I put all my energy on. So when things don't go your way, it's just so hard. You just start thinking like, is this ever gonna happen again? Like, am I gonna win again? Because like the feeling is there and you're chasing it. So yeah, I mean, that was kind of like I don't know. When the match ended, I started like to tear up a little. I was like, "What are you doing?" And then when I started talking, I was like, I went off. But I don't know. It was funny. It was funny. It was all
Yeah,
good.
dude, you got so much love for that, dude. And I think, love you or hate you, people like, I don't think anybody can question how much you want it and how like authentic you are out there. Even on Sunday, right? Where you're putting your arm on Don for the fault call. Like people just love you being yourself out there. And I mean that's a double-edged sword, right? Like you probably
Yeah,
acknowledge there's times where you get pissy, right? There are times where like when we talked in back about that Arizona tournament where you
yeah,
probably behaved in ways that like you don't condone or you're not happy with yourself, but it was yourself, right?
yeah. No, I mean for sure. It's always gonna be myself out there, and I'm always gonna, give my 100% on my own way, and that's gonna be maybe different from what people think is the right way to do it. And I have so much respect for like people that are hungry and want to go out there and achieve so much. Like every time I watch Anna Lee and on a Championship Sunday, she's winning on that women's singles match. That is at the end of the day, like people are already like kind of like leaving, and she's like, it means the world for her, and it's super cool to see. Andre, Ben, Gabe, all these guys are like, Hayden. They're even CJJ Dub. Like these guys are like super hungry for more, and they want to win every week. And that's super cool to see, and it motivates me. Like it motivates myself to also to try to be like that.
All right, let's talk protein. We all say we're going to hit our numbers and then life happens and suddenly we're eating random snacks instead of real food. I know that because I did that today. Maui Nui makes that a whole lot easier. Their venison is insanely nutrient dense, super clean, and packed with real protein from wild excess deer that roam free on Maui. No feedlots, no hormones, no junk, just clean, delicious meat that actually supports muscle, recovery, and performance. And the flavor is next level. The stuff is aged for 14 days, so it's tender and rich, not gamey or heavy. Once you try it, it's hard to go back to regular beef. Go to mauinuivenison.com/the dink to grab the Ohana Reserve box, and they'll hook you up with a free 12-pack of jerky sticks with your first order. That's mauinuivenison.com/the dink. MAUINUI venison.com/the dink. It is so good. I'm not a huge beef stick guy, but Maui Nui venison definitely tastes different, and you can tell the difference. I pounded about 10 of them this weekend when I was working with Jenny and the Miss Austin organization because I was there all day and didn't have any snacks. Super glad I brought my 12-pack of Maui Nui venison sticks. Only got 2 left. So, Maui Nui, you gotta hit me up with some more.
Yeah.